Hi, in this video I will show you how to play Sicilian Defense as black. If you are from 1000 to 1500 rated player, this video is definitely for you. I will show you everything in details, and after this guide you will be able to play Sicilian as black. Let's start immediately. After e4 c5, I know that on this rating is very often to see knight c3 or bishop goes c4, not only knight f3, the main line. So we will go carefully through all the lines that is possible, and c3 as well. So let's start with the knight c3, the closed Sicilian. So white's idea is to set up the bishop on g2, pawn on d3, pawn on f4, knight on f3, and start some attack later on the king side. I'm offering you to break immediately with the move a6. Why I love this move? Because on g3, which is very logical, now we can go b5 immediately. So after bishop g2, bishop b7, we put the bishop on b7 in opposition to the bishop on g2, and that makes white's gameplay not so easy, according to the main plan they had, basically. So after d3, we can play e6, for example, and our setup is very easy. Put the knight on c6, queen on c7, knight on e6, bishop on e7, pawn on d6. Maybe we can think about d5 at some moment. This position is very, very playable. Honestly, on that level of rating, I believe you don't need to know something more about the line. Just like play chess and try to do this better than your opponent. As well, you have a middle game strategy. So returning back after e4, c5, let's speak about something else. If we speak about the c3 move, the main approach that I'm offering is to play d5 now. So the idea after e takes, queen takes, white can't play knight c3 to attack our queen. That is the reason. And potentially after d4, knight f6, we are about to take on d4 at some moment and create an isolated pawn on d4 for white, which would be our strategical advantage. So knight f3, we can go bishop g4 to pin, right? On bishop e2, just e6, then the knight comes to c6. At some moment we can take on d4, bishop e7 castle. Again, a playable position. I think your opponent already doesn't know theory here, so it would be a playable situation. Yeah, I still believe that this as well. I will repeat that on this level of rating, it's better to know the middle game strategies, where to put the pieces after the opening, than to learn the lines exactly move and move, because your opponent will still surprise you with something weird, believe me. So that was about the move c3, second move c3, I mean. Bishop goes to c4. That's, for some reason, is very, very popular approach on that level. But the only one idea is to have an attack on pawn and f7. So we simply goes e6 first of all. Now we keeps in mind that d5 is possible at some moment. And what to do now? Like on knight f3, which is logical, I believe, we can go, for example, a6 again. So we have the same strategy, like b5 and bishop b7. That's what I would do on castle. Castle, b5, bishop goes e2, bishop b7, then like knight c6, queen c7, knight f6, d6, bishop e7, or even d5 at some moment. Very logical plans for black. Absolutely good position. White can test the other point to play a4 in this position. But now I believe, why not just to play d5? This including a4, a6 basically is good for us from the structural point of view, right? a6 is a program Sicilian move anyway. a4 it's not so. So after e takes, like bishop goes e2, knight goes f6, we have a very easy setup, like bishop d6, castle, and so on. Like after castle, bishop d6, on d4 we can basically think. We can take on d4 and play with the isolated pawn, which is also possible, because again, including this move is good for us, we have a nice development. Or we can even think about c4, because it's a problem for white to play b3. The pawn is already on e4, they can't after c takes to play a takes. So I believe that both versions of this position is good for black. So don't worry about the second move, bishop c4, at all. This approach is not hard for us anymore. The main line, let's go to the main line. Knight goes to f3. I prefer you to play knight c6, right? To fight for the center. So what's now? The choice between d4 and bishop b5, right? On bishop b5, I believe the easiest line for your rating is e6, just in this position. So after castle, knight goes to e7 to protect the knight on c6, and we want to play a6 to have on bishop takes e6, knight takes e6. If white's trying to keep the bishop like this, we can go knight g6 and then bishop e7 castle. Again, very easy line. You don't need to know something special here. Just play chess and you would get a very good position because you know the strategy. After bishop b5, I need to admit that e5 also an interesting approach that you can also analyze. The point is that bishop takes c6, it's not so matter for us. D takes c6. We want to go bishop g4 and activate the bishop, right? On knight e5, I can go queen d4. The same idea like an exchange rule Lopez. I want to attack on e4 and on e5 both ways. I will take back the pawn, and because of the pair of bishops, I'm totally good here. So that's not a topic of issue. In some calm way like d3, okay, I can do like a calm development as well, right? Knight g6, knight c4, bishop c7. And I will even think to play bishop e6, put the queen somewhere and do the castle long to launch an attack against this king. e5 also interesting line in this way, right? So you can pay attention for this. I mean, like e6 is just easier in my vision, but after bishop b5, e5 is also an interesting approach. Pay attention to this. I'm giving you the choice here. By the way, type in comment which line you like better. So what? After knight c6, let's still go to the main move of d4. Now here on d4, we need to take, and I want to come up with the provocative queen goes to c7. I think that your opponent would be a bit off of the road here. The idea is that we are not afraid of knight b5 because we go queen b8 and we will kick out this knight by a6. So for example, the line could be like this. Here, a6, knight d4, e6. More or less, we will continue here as in the main lines we will cover later on. So like bishop e2, knight goes to f6, castle, for example, bishop goes to d6. Looks very interesting. I want to attack here. On h3, I want just to take, and play b5 in this position to put the bishop on b7, and my active bishops gives me an interesting gameplay, definitely. If white's after bishop d6 trying to go f4, we have a very nice idea. Bishop c5, bishop e3, and surprisingly queen goes to a7. Using that, the diagonal is overloaded, so after knight c6, we will take a material advantage. Even. So this line could be very, very good for black, and also I'm underlining some strategical ideas we have in this position by showing you that line. So returning back to queen goes to c7. What else could whites do? On knight c6, I can go even b takes c6, for example. The general strategical plan, right? To take closer to the center with the pawn. The position like this, I can even push g6, right? Bishop g7, castle d6. No worries at all about black situation here, I have personally. So let's return back. The main approach is still knight goes to c3. We will push the pawn to e6. Again, on knight b5, we have queen b8 all the time. What to do now? It's basically white can play bishop e2, bishop e3, two main lines. Honestly, I think that it could be transposed. Like after bishop e2, you can do the classical way. a6 now, to finally cover the b5, and at some moment we want to play b5 by our own to make bishop b7. And also in the line like this, knight f6, bishop e3, we can go d6, f4, bishop e7. Our idea is to do the castle, to take on d4, play b5, bishop b7. When our pawn is on b5, we also want to push b4, because after knight will go out from c3, we can go knight takes e4. So this line is very, very satisfying for us, for the long distance and for the long fight. To describe the ideas better, let's transpose the move order with bishop goes to e3, because I want to show you a few other ideas. So a6 now. Still, we can do the same plan as we already mentioned. Knight f6, bishop e7, d6, castle. Bishop goes to e2, knight goes to f6, castle short. So the very, very classical setup by white. I even can't imagine more classical setup. But now we have a few interesting ideas besides the d6, bishop e7. The first one is to play accelerated b5. Now I want to go b4 and knight takes e4. So a3 looks logical, bishop b7. For example, white decides to play, like I want to take on d4, right? And take on e4 still because my bishop is launched to the game. So f3, I can go bishop d6, right? So it's an attacking situation. And after h3, for example, those squares are too weak. The example model could be like this. Castle, the knight will come, to the game. Yeah, here I will take on b5, because if I will take immediately, he has knight b5, double attack, right? So I can do the check firstly, take, and play queen b8. That's very good. But still, my idea is to put the knight on this weak squares g3 and f4. I think it's very, very obvious for you. So returning back, besides the accelerated b5, we have a hidden idea, h5. Yes, this again, this typical h-pawn moving in chess. The idea is to go knight g4 and launch an attack. I think that's a very nice idea. On h3, we can still think about b5, so it would be like a kind of a combo between two ideas we described. If white goes calm, queen d2, okay, knight g4. Now we are attacking very well. That could be an interesting way. So what you basically need is to remember these ideas and to be able to combine them and remember the scheme, how blacks are setting up the position. And that would be enough for you to play this in a practical game. I think that strictly after this guide, you can try your Sicilian against the e4, and you probably will catch the opponent into the some trap I showed you. So type in the comments your opinion about my guide. Was it helpful? What did I miss? Probably. And I hope that you enjoyed it as I enjoyed it to prepare for you. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and learn more about chess with me. See you soon on my new episodes.